sometimes He's got to throw us around a little bit. That's the way we come to church. I think you're all good. I think you're all right, you're all good. But you're not. None of us are. God's got to work with us and center us. You have to be centered. There's no walking on two sides. There's no two ways. You can't be a little bit of this and a little bit of that, or only on Monday. You have to be centered. A potter can't make a pot if it's not centered. If the clay is hard, it's not going to work either. That clay was a little bit hard for me. It's not going to work. That clay is too hard, but if I throw that clay back into the water, it's going to turn back to a pot again. I can make it again into a pot. Here's a pot. It has a heart in it, because sometimes when we come, we're a nice pot. It's good, but sometimes we need a little bit of trimming. And sometimes God has to trim us. And like I said, sometimes it hurts. You know, sometimes the change, or you lose your job, or you just gotta go through things that just like, man, why me, Lord? I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor's wife. I tithe. I go to church. Why is it happening to me? It doesn't matter. You know, I know the Lord. I serve all the time. Why did you take my baby? It happens. And sometimes we just gotta go through. We gotta go through stuff. And when we're in a soft condition, He softens your heart. And when your heart is soft, He can work with you. You gotta let Him in. You gotta be a little soft, and you gotta let Him in. If we get too hard, He can't work with us. And then sometimes He's gotta start all over again, because He needs to start all over again, because it's not gonna work. That one's just not gonna work, and He's gotta start over. Sometimes you just let Him work with you, and sometimes it might feel bad. Like there was a couple times I lost a job, and 3 times I got hurt on the job and I had to quit. I was on disability for a little while, and each time something better came the next one. The next job was a 5 cents raise higher than the last one. It was still more than the last one, and it was closer to the house. So sometimes we don't know why things happen. Maybe you're complaining, but it was a good reason. So sometimes let God do it. A lot of times, oh, I'm late. Oh man, I'm late. I'm going to be late. Maybe you're going to be late because there was that really big car wreck on the freeway and you just missed it. Maybe you were going to be the one there. God watches out for us. He really does. But sometimes He's got to, like I said, sometimes, you know, that knife pokes in and it hurts. And let the healing, let it heal, because sometimes when we get hurt, sometimes there's a good reason after, because He's going to make you a really nice candle that you can just shine your light. So be used, you know. If your heart gets broken, let Him mend it. Because He can fix you up. He can take care of you. And He could make you back to where He wanted you to be. But sometimes in that process, we don't want to get changed. We don't like that. That change don't feel good. Forgot to read this.